Chapter 18. Only the love of the cross binds the dragon. The era of the dragon has passed. Matthew 10:36 tells us that a man's enemies will be the members of his own household. The enemy is not a family member who can be seen, but the enemy is inside of me. I am the enemy, the one who cannot overcome myself. That is why this dragon must be bound with a great chain and thrown into the bottomless pit. Revelation 20:1-3 states, "And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the key to the abyss, and holding in his hand a great chain. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil, or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss, and locked and sealed it over him." He seized the dragon, and it was the serpent of old. The serpent, who was governed over by Adam in Eden, is taking the form of a dragon. But the era of the dragon has come to an end. Such era has passed. So the dragon must not be fooled into thinking that it is still a dragon. It is now the time when the dragon must be bound. I must know that more and more, the dragon's strength is leaving from inside me. My strength is leaving because all the days of a life have come. If no matter how much I try to get irate, it does not come out. And if I try to get angry but it does not come out, the dragon's strength in me has left me. Then the strength of the dragon has gone out, and my lustful self has become a serpent. The one who crawls on its belly is simply fooled into thinking that it still flies the heavens. Now, the era of the dragon has passed, and it is the era over which God rules, the era of love. Adam must wake up from inside us and receive God's lead. The dragon cannot go inside Eden. Until now, God adjusted to us and came in search of us. That the one and only Son came to this earth and bore the cross was God adjusting to us. But now it is the time when we must adjust to Him. The life of God that's inside the garments of skin must hear God's sound, rise, and become one with Him. To be one with Him, God's word must enter inside of life, which is inside us. But dragons do not want to give up their seats, so they are in their last fits of desperation. Dragons intercept and fight against the word so that life cannot receive it. The dragon constantly eats off of the word. As it does this, it sits at the same table with God and says, "You be happy and I'll be happy. Let's make peace." God adjusted to this person and made peace at first, but now it is not the time to make peace with the dragon, but time to dislocate it. Genesis 32:25 says, "When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he struck him on the hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him." When the man asked Jacob, "What is your name?" he replied, "Jacob." Jacob means a crafty person. If Jacob went in his own image just the way it was, Esau would have killed him, so God changed his name for him. Then the man said in Genesis 32:28, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans, and you have overcome." The dragon cannot go inside of Eden. If Jacob went in his own image just the way it was, Esau would have killed him. Jacob is a crafty person. If we go to Eden in the image of the dragon just the way it is, then we die. In the beginning, God told the serpent to eat dust. There was never a time when God dialogued with the dragon. That is why the dragon, which flies the heavens, cannot go inside of Eden. To go back inside, it must become the serpent that crawls on the earth. Capture the dragon with the love of the cross. Due to the dragon, we had difficulty and pain until now. Through the things of the flesh, the dragon constantly causes problems and blocks the way to go to God. This person, the dragon, draws a line and makes it so that we cannot eat God's things and causes our thoughts to constantly hold on to the problems of the earth. Our hearts become scattered due to the things of the earth. That is why I try to go before God, but they grab onto me and drag me down. Now, we must disconnect this resolutely. It cannot be disconnected by the strength of a human. To capture the dragon, we must do as God teaches. Without God's love, the dragon does not get caught. When a dragon springs out of a family member, we must embrace that person at that moment with God's love. But what are we going to do if we also become dragons and stand against them? That is why this is the war of dragons. It is the war of nations, the Armageddon. When a dragon springs out of the person next to us, we must embrace him or her with the love of God's cross. Love that's of the cross is God's love that was put out towards mankind. If we approach others with the love of God, the dragon lowers its tail. Because it goes inside of God's love, it cannot come back out. It returns to its own home. Until now, we have been living while being deceived. The war of dragons arises when the dragon inside another person springs out, and the dragon inside me stands against it. When the dragon springs out of the other person, isn't it truly strange that God's love does not come out of me? If my things come out, they kill the other person. God's things must be revealed so that I live and the other person lives too. Only God's things must be revealed so that dragons cannot come out. If we cannot resolve this inside our spirits and in our daily living, the light of God can absolutely not be revealed. Now, the dragon must be captured and put inside the bottomless pit, the abyss. The bottomless pit is God's love. It is love that's of the cross. Love that's of the cross must capture the dragon so that it can become a serpent, return to its place, and lower its tail. If I should enjoy perfect peace, the deceiver inside me must exit and leave.